Have you ever thought about starting your own podcast? When I was trying to get started with EliElyah Radio, I had so many freaking questions. Like, how do I record an episode? How do I get my show on Apple Podcasts or on Spotify or like anywhere that somebody would actually listen to it? And how do I make money from podcasting? So I found the answer. The answer is Anchor. Anchor is a one-stop shop for recording, hosting, and distributing your podcast. And best of all, it's 100% free. And it's super, super, super easy to use. And now Anchor will actually match you with great sponsors too. So you can actually get paid to podcast. I use Anchor to edit and distribute my podcast. I'll upload a pre-recorded interview, and then I'll add music and transitions and publish my entire podcast all on one app from my phone. It's crazy. So if you've always wanted to start a podcast and make money doing it, go to anchor.fm/start to join me and a huge, diverse community of podcasters that are already using Anchor. Again, that's anchor.fm/start. And I can't wait to hear your podcast. Welcome to EliElyah Radio. I'm EliElyah, and this episode is all about fear. I am asking 3 African American women, how did you become so fearless? So stay tuned. You're going to hear from Lashawn and how she overcame her fear of promoting herself and being in the spotlight to create an Instagram page with over 16,000 people. How do you overcome that? How do you overcome the discomfort of success?
I struggle.
Yes. You're going to hear from Tatiana Marie, a young serial entrepreneur who started her very first business at the age of 15. She is such an inspiration, and she is on our new segment called In Her Bag, which highlights local entrepreneurs and their business. You can start at any age. How old are you?
I'm 21 currently.
And how long have you been doing this?
Since I was about 15, 16 years old.
That's amazing. I don't know anybody who starts their dreams at 16 years old, so I am so proud of you already. And lastly, you're going to hear from Ashley. She is a best-selling author, among many, many other things, who is going to tell you about her chapter in her new book, Dear Fear, and why fear is not allowed to have her power.
Whatever you're going through in life, just understand that when you get close to your blessings, that distractions will come. But you got to stay focused. You got to stay strong. You can pass that test. As you elevate, new levels bring new devils.
EliElyah Radio is dedicated to inspiring entrepreneurs to take action and pursue their dreams. We interview real entrepreneurs and we ask them the tough questions so that you can get a behind-the-scenes look of what it really takes to build your own empire. You'll laugh, you'll cry, you'll be inspired, and you're guaranteed to learn something new. It's EliElyah Radio. I'm EliElyah, and we are here to continue our discussion on fear. So what happens once you leave your comfort zone? Who do you confide in? Who do you talk to? Who do you call when you have business questions or you're tired or unmotivated? Do you have that type of support group? What if I told you that there are over 16,000 people that you can connect with right now on Instagram who can be a part of your support group? Meet Lashawn, the creator of the networking platform at Black Women Hustle. That's BLK Women Hustle. She started building this ultimate networking platform designed to unite Black women across the globe in February. She picked it back up in June, and since then, she has been able to gain over 16,000 followers. So here's Lashawn to talk about how she overcame fear to do it. Okay, so tell us about Black Women Hustle. Like, how did this get started? What was your idea behind it? Just tell us everything that you can.
So Black Women Hustle is the newest networking platform for Black women. And it is a space where Black women can connect with others globally, to find resources, jobs, events, opportunities for sponsorships, whether they're promoting or trying to find some opportunities as far as funding, business funding, lots of pitch competition, just anything. And we just celebrate the everyday Black woman. Like most platforms that you see, they're set on celebrities. And, that it's nothing, I have nothing against that. I'm here for celebrities. You might see one or two in the story on the page every now and then, but I feel like there were so many working women, Black women.
Yes. Just
regular women doing things. And I noticed that we all just wanted to be heard or seen, not for attention-seeking purposes, but because we were busting our asses.
Yeah.
Nobody's really recognizing the women that are doing anything until they hit the spotlight.
Yeah.
And, I feel like Black Women Hustle was just that space that we could create to just celebrate those steps, even the smallest little victories. It came about in a weird way. I was just talking to a friend, and she was telling me how somebody let her down when she tried to pitch an idea to them, and then they tried to spin it into their own and, went through her project the way she wanted to. So
why is that so common? That is like ridiculous. Why is everybody biting off of other people's ideas? What is that?
Oh, child. If I could tell you the stories behind Black Women Hustling, biting. But, no. But it's very common. And funny you say that because I'm a person who, I like dialogue. So when I get on Facebook, I start asking questions that just create some dialogue amongst me and anyone. But when I asked the question, it was particularly about our area and the people around there and why there's so much like scamming and, just disappointment in Black when it comes to business. And there were so many Black women who commented and were like having the same stories. And I was just like, no. Like, it's ridiculous because I'm a person, I don't like frauds.
Right.
I don't like bad business. So I was just like, I want to change that narrative. And as much as I thought about doing it locally, I was just like, I know it reaches further than this. Like, it's not just us. It couldn't be just us. So I was like, all right, let me do something. And that was last fall. So I actually came up with the idea back then. And I was like, I just want to create like a reliable network of women, like for us to just come together and actually be able to trust the people that we're working with and know like the people we're working with are actually supporting us. There's no envy. There's no drama. Like there's nothing, no attitudes, like, anything stereotypical about Black women. Like I want to combat that and create that within this platform that I had in mind. And I finally went ahead and started putting things together back around April. And I started working on an expo I was hosting. And I kind of lost track with it. And then July came and I was just like, all right, the summer's over.
Time to do it.
Yeah, I was like, it's time to get to it. And I started, just being consistent with it. And 16,000 people later.
That's crazy. So what did you do when you hit like that 10K mark? Like, what did you do? Did you go out to eat? Did you like celebrate? Were you just at home? What happened?
Girl, no. I literally, I was watching and that was the longest damn day. Like, I was just like, any other day I can watch my followers grow like 100, 150, 200 people per day. That day, it was like one person every 30 minutes. Like,
wow.
Hell is it taking so long? Like, it was taking so long. It was killing me. So when it finally hit, I was just like,
yes,
okay, like, you did it, girl. Like, and it's, I'm a social media strategist as well. So it was like a huge milestone for somebody just getting into both of these things, not just to create a platform, but somebody just getting into social media management and strategy to actually build a platform and reach 10,000 followers in like 3 months is, it's almost unheard of and organically.
Huge.
Like, I don't do any of the...
You didn't buy your followers?
Girl, I was a good buy follower. Like, look, anybody do not buy your followers. Like, there's no gain in buying followers. It might look good, but your engagement will be trash. Like, just don't do it. So, but yeah, like, I didn't do anything, but I kept working. Like, I celebrate in like the smallest ways. I was just like, do my little fake confetti child.
Right.
That's it.
Okay, so I know you were talking about like uniting women and that you wanted to bring a kind of positive light to it. What do you think about these shows, these reality shows, which like full of talented Black women who make a lot of money, but can't seem to get along, can't go to dinner without a drink being thrown? Like, how do you combat that image? And when that's all that is really like our young girls are exposed to. These are like the women that they look up to. They look up to the Kim Kardashians and the Erica Minas and the Alexis Skies. And it's like why? Like, how do you help them? Like, how do you use your platform to help those lovely women who just need some direction?
I think we help by showing everything that is the complete opposite of those reality shows. And I never want to come off like I look down on the people who...
Of course not. No, you made it there. Like, congratulations, but you made it. So, like, hold your head high. Like, don't tarnish what you made, you know?
Right. And I never want to come off like I don't... Like, I might entertain the reality shows for about 10 minutes, but that's about it. Like, I can't give my energy to it. But what I try to do is just show the images that we all need to see. Like, the women who are out here doing things, but like I said, there's nothing stereotypical about it.
Yeah.
In the negative light, you know what I mean? And I try to show them, like, there's more, like, encourage them and let them know, like, in spite of whatever it is you're going through, in spite of the situation you're in, like, there's always more. And whenever I have the opportunity, I'll reach out to people personally. Like, even if I just put like a question in a story or something, like, I'm reaching back out to them because you just never know who needs that talk.
Yeah.
And I feel like sometimes it might be those people who've thought about going down that similar path, you know, or doing some outrageous shit like that'll like tarnish their name or tarnish their
right.
Name. I try to tell people, like, your business, like, if you are in business, keep that business first. Don't get unprofessional for a moment. Like, even if somebody pisses you off, even if a client, I don't care who it is, keep it together. Let them go off all they want to. Like, but I'm just not with all of that. Like, maybe catch me 12 years ago, child. Child.
I don't have time.
Laying around for her money.
Right.
But no, I just, you know, I try to show them that there's far more to it, and there are other ways to fame if that's what they're after. But there's just also other ways to be successful versus, you know, just showing that type of image on national television.
Okay, so we're here to talk about fear. So there's 5 normal fears, especially among millennials. And the first one is the fear of what people think of you. How did you overcome that fear?
Let's see. In the sense of, like, who I am and how I act and whatnot, I have always been a person, I feel like I've always had my guard up, because I've always been judged instantly before people get to know me. Like, people see something, and I'm like, I don't know why the hell you see it, but yeah.
That's not me.
Yeah, like, all right, you know, I let you think what you think. But I was always the person who never gave a shit.
That's good.
It was never a tough thing, only in terms of people who would criticize me for being just a dark girl. Like, and I say dark meaning complexion. But, after a while, it was just like, why do I care again? Like, what can they do to me? Like, you literally, someone says something to you. But if you're telling me these things, it's because of a feeling that you have. Yeah. And there's something within you that you need to address. That's not my concern.
Exactly.
Like, clearly, if it's something that you still want to spew, I can't help you, So if I really I've always had that guard up. So it was just like, if anybody ever tried to come at me in a certain way or, think anything about me or say anything about me, I just don't care. And, I know that bothers people more, too.
It does. It does.
So, if you ever want to get under somebody's skin, like, stop giving them.
That's the first time.
They'll go overtime.
Yes. And you have to be prepared for that. But you just keep looking the other way like you're crazy.
Right.
I get it. All right. And the fear of failing. Like, did you ever once think like, hey, no one's looking at my page. Like, why am I posting? I know you said you went through kind of a drought between the beginning of the year and July. Like, how'd you make yourself overcome that?
So I started blogging, and I started writing for an online publication, and some people would just give like some encouraging words and whatnot, and then next thing I know, it was just like, dang, I can't think of anything, I can't push anything out, and I scrapped it. Because I was like, I don't see it going anywhere, and I know fear played a role in that. Like me just thinking like nobody's going to see it, nobody's going to hear it. I'm shooting my shot, nothing's working. And then coming back to this, that was just me letting it go because I didn't necessarily have the time. But as I started building it back up with Black Women Hustle and everything started to grow, I started developing that fear of like, oh shit, like, what am I going to create? Like, what am I going to post today?
Yeah.
Like, when you start posting on social media, people are expecting things from you. Like, they're expecting to see certain things. And when you can't produce that, it's just like, it's like a brain freeze. And you can't help yourself. Like, what do you do? Like, you just got to wait until it comes to you. I don't believe in forcing anything. Like, I don't force a damn thing. Okay. So, it was just a matter of consistency.
Okay.
And I think a lot of people miss that. And it's something so simple, but just being consistent with things. And I realize, like, as long as I keep doing what I'm supposed to do and what I know how to do, I'm going to be okay. Like, everything is going to fall into place the way it needs to.
Okay. I like that. Because I know sometimes I'm like, man, I made 30 days of content and there's 31 days in this month. Crap. What do I put on that last day? And I know I will stress for hours on, are they even gonna like this? Are they gonna just look over it and scroll past it, checking my data, checking my analytics, make sure my reach is at my goals, things like that. And so for you to just say consistency, that just like makes me feel better. Just woosah.
It is so necessary. Like, I think people really underestimate consistency. And it's funny, I posted a quote yesterday, Denzel Washington, that said something similar about it. Like, if you're not consistent, like, you'll never finish. And it's just like, when you think of it that way, like,
it's not that hard.
Right. Like, if you stop at any point, that's like you cutting your own rope. Like, you letting yourself go instead of actually focusing on what's necessary to get where you want to go. Like, that moment you stop is that laziness. Like, that moment is when you literally start to throw everything away that you worked so hard for.
Yeah. I know I got to a point where I was like, look, you put months and months of effort into this. I don't think you can stop. Like, you don't even have a choice anymore. Like, you have to go forward. Like,
talk about it. Talk about it.
All right. So how do you get over like your discomfort? I think that's a big thing is like, once you get comfortable, you're comfortable. You don't want to change. You don't want to do something different. You don't want to have late night conversations or write that extra blog or take that extra time to go meet somebody or whatever it is. How do you overcome that? How do you overcome the discomfort of success?
I struggle.
Yes.
I struggle. Because my biggest discomfort comes with being in the spotlight. I am a person, I will tell anybody, and anybody close to me knows this, I like to work in the background.
Okay.
I can put an extravagant thing together, but the last thing I want to do is be on the microphone or be up front, like front and center. And that is hella uncomfortable to me because it's not necessarily where I want to be, and it's not about me as an individual. So, to me, it's uncomfortable, but everybody's like, this is what you're doing. Like, this is your platform. People have to know. Like, they got to know, like, who's behind it. And I'm just like, okay, I get it. Like, so it's just a matter of a support system. I have one hell of a support system. And that's one thing I can always say I've had, like, from the jump in everything I've done digitally. Like, even before that, just in life in general. But they're two completely different support systems, but they're solid as shit. Like, I can't sit here and say, like, I just overcome these fears of, being uncomfortable by myself. But that's a damn lie. Like, people force me out of my comfort zone for the most part. Like, you got to twist my arm to get me out of it. Like, child, to be on this podcast, sis. I'll step out of the comfort zone over here, sis. Like, it's a lot of people who, they definitely push me to get out of it. But for me, it's just coming to terms with the fact that I have created something. There are people who do inspire. They want to know. And I feel like once you've done something that other people think is, just a major accomplishment, how can you sit back and not step up to at least say thank you? Or, just acknowledge the people who helped make what you've created what it is.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Because, like, that's just what it's about. No man should be an island. Like, you can't do anything by yourself. So
not a damn thing.
Nothing. I can't tell you what I would do by myself. I don't think I would move. Like, I don't think I would go to work. There'd be no reason. Like, no reason for a lot of the things I do.
That's real.
Oh, man. Okay, so we're coming to a close. Is there anything that you want your new followers, potential followers, current followers to know about what's going on with your page? Do you have anything coming up? Are you going to give us the secrets to make it to 16K? What do you have?
I'm not giving them nothing. I am. No, Black Woman Hustle, we have so much planned for 2019.
Okay.
And there's just a lot that's unfolded just in the past week alone.
Oh, wow.
It's crazy. Yeah, it's a lot. But
that means it's your season.
You said what?
That means it's your season. It means it's your time.
Look, come on, confirmation. My mom just told me that 2 hours ago. Come on, confirmation.
Yes.
But no, there are some major things coming in 2019. We still have the directory, which is growing every week. It's a huge directory of Black women-owned businesses, and we accept women from all industries. We don't care what you do. If you don't see the industry listed, let us know. Like, we can add you in there. Women can go to the website and sign up. If they go to our social media page, either on Facebook or Instagram at Black Women Hustle, like, you can find a lot of the women who are in the directories, and a lot of people get exposure to those things. So, we plan to do a lot more with the directory just to get people's names out there and let them know, like, instead of you trying to go out and search, you can find these women here. Like, you can find Black women to support that can give you all of these resources.
That's amazing.
So, I have that coming up, and some other things. You
got a blog? What's on your blog?
So we have collaborative blogs.
Okay.
So there are women who actually have their own blogs and women who just wanted to start getting into blogging. And I was a blogger myself, so I believe in giving people opportunities. So if you go to our blog, yes, honey.
Thank you. We need them. The new ones need them.
People really do not understand how much it takes to create a blog.
Yeah. You question yourself the whole way through.
I'm telling you.
The whole way through.
Work. A blog post is work. I don't care what people say. But we have a collaborative blog, and the women talk about everything: relationships, parenting, entrepreneurship, marketing, like any and everything, wellness, holistic lifestyle.
Yes.
Like, they really attack it all, and it's really good content. Like, I try to read each and every blog post that's posted because I get a notification when one is posted. Like, you can actually log in. Like, anybody can create a login for our blog.
Oh, wow.
You can follow the people. You can get notifications when it's posted. You can like it, comment on their stuff. Like, anybody can come and, just join in the conversations with us. So I definitely recommend anybody who loves a good blog post follow the blog, and we post them. Anytime there's a post, we are going to share on social media. You can always get in contact with those bloggers and just reach out to them and follow their content, because they don't post everything that they create on Black Women Hustle. Like, they actually have really good content that's on their
page.
Blog. Yeah. Yeah.
So how does it feel to be the connection to all these women helping make their dreams come true?
I don't know. I think I'm just kind of like numb to it because it's surreal.
Yeah.
Like, it's not something like people ask, like, did you see it getting this big? Hell no. Like, I just started, like, you know, a little platform show. I was trying to do my thing, and next thing I know, like 3 months later, it's like, boom, all right, here go 10,000 people. Another month later, all right, here go 16,000, sis. Like,
wow, yeah.
You know? So it's just like, I don't know. I try to sit in it, and I posted about it today, too. I was like, sometimes you have to take a step back from your work. You have to take a step back from life and all the shit going on in this world, and you just have to sit in the moment and just take it in. Otherwise, you'll miss it. Like, this might not last forever. Like, I pray that it turns into something greater, and I know it will. You know, I put it out there. But it's like, you just have to take a moment and just say, like, you know, like, I thank God. Like, I'm grateful to be in a place, and the confirmation and the appreciation and the kind words that come from the strangers, women I don't know. I never met you a day in my life, and here you come in my inbox telling me how the words I've said have changed your perspective on things, or I've given you the encouragement to get out here and do what you're supposed to do. I told you exactly how you're supposed to get a certain type of project done. Like, I don't know. Like, I can't describe it. I can't describe the feeling because it's crazy.
That's
like,
amazing.
It's not real to me yet. Like, I feel like I'm just here at the moment. Like, I'm just doing what I'm supposed to do. Like, that's what it feels like.
Yeah.
And, you know, and they say, like, when you love what you do, it's not work. It doesn't feel like it, you know? Like, I just feel like I'm in a place doing what I'm called to do.
Well, ladies, this is exactly what's on the other side of fear, is this feeling of help. And do you know what? My favorite quote comes from Snoop Dogg, but it's still a good one. He was like, how can I celebrate a game when I got another one coming right back up? So I was like, okay, Snoop Dogg, you're right. You can't sit down and sit in it too long because you got more work to do. So take a note from him.
That consistency.
Yep, exactly. Well, thank you so much, Lashawn, for joining us. We're going to hop off of EliElyah Radio, and we'll talk to you guys later. See ya.
Thank you.
No problem. You just heard Lashawn from Black Women Hustle on EliElyah Radio. You can follow Black Women Hustle on Instagram at BLKWOMENHUSTLE, or visit her website, blackwomenhustle.com, to join her business directory, view her blog, and see much, much more. It's my favorite part of the show, In Her Bag, where we introduce you to a new local entrepreneur and we ask them 3 questions. How did you become an entrepreneur? What's the best part? And what's the worst part? Coming up on this segment of In Her Bag, meet Tatiana, a serial entrepreneur in Atlanta, Georgia. She designs her own clothes and jewelry and has been a brand ambassador for years and has recently opened up her own hair shop. And she is not afraid of failing. She is 21 years old, and I caught up with her at a blockchain meetup in Atlanta, and I just had to have her on my podcast. Listen to her interview. It's going to inspire you. By the way, my name's Ellie. All right, so hey guys, welcome back to EliElyah Radio. I am here with Tati, and she is probably the youngest entrepreneur that I have met this month. And I just wanted to talk to her and help you guys get inspired, because you could start at any age. How old are you?
I'm 21 currently.
And how long have you been doing this?
Since I was about 15, 16 years
That's
old.
amazing. I don't know anybody who starts their dreams at 16 years old. So I am so proud of you already. So I'm here at the Hatathon event, and I just stopped by her booth and was so inspired. I'm already purchasing her hair. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you 3 questions.
Okay.
And after that, you just give me your answer, and then that's going to be it. Okay?
All right.
All right. So the first question is, how did you become an entrepreneur? And why?
Okay, how did I become an entrepreneur and why? Got you. Okay, so how did I become an entrepreneur? It's simple. I came up with something that I liked and that I wanted, and I put it out for other people to purchase it. It's literally just that simple. You can be an entrepreneur selling candy at school. It is. I'm so serious, because somebody in school is going to ask, same way they ask you for gum all the time, or they want a pencil, start selling them. I can guarantee you, it's $1. You'll make some money back.
Right.
So buy everything at Dollar Tree and sell it for $1. You're making money back so quick. So you can be an entrepreneur at any age. I started because I've never been one to really want to like follow rules. I never really cared for a job. I never really cared to be corporate. Like my only jobs have been like Sephora, like stuff that's like makeup and hair related.
Okay.
You know, like it's never been anything like corporate. But my dad was very corporate, but my mom was not.
Okay.
She was very much so, do your own thing. Like you don't need anybody else. Like this what you want to do, then do it. So she continually were like, well, just see if anybody else want it. If I want it, then somebody else has to want it.
Right.
And as much as I used to do my mom's hair, she was like, yeah, like put it out for other people.
Let's do this.
You do yours, great. You know, I was a brand ambassador. I was already selling for other people, so to be able to now sell now for myself was nothing, you know?
That's cool. All right. So question number 2 is, what is your favorite part about being an entrepreneur?
My favorite part has to be how many people you meet. You're able to build your own connections, your own, like not just friends, but the people that you meet, they become like people that you talk to on a day-to-day basis, that they come back and they interact with you on social media, and you really start to feel like you know them, regardless of if you've never met them. They could be in a whole nother state, but it starts to feel like you're really like one-on-one together. And I think that makes it like all the better. I'm like very personal with my customers and my clientele. I feel like that's a bigger part about being an entrepreneur, because you can't get in contact with like Da Vinci or Giuseppe, like,
right.
You know, like.
I wish you could. I ask them for clothes all the time.
Right, but you can. But you can when it's like people that are near you, that are just like you. It makes it so much easier to like want to continue to interact.
Awesome. You're so inspiring. All right, so the last one is, what is your like worst part about being an entrepreneur? What is the hardest part? What is the thing that like sometimes makes you want to give up, but you still push through it anyway?
I'm a perfectionist.
Okay.
So for me, it's never going to be good enough. Okay. Never. It's never going to be good enough. And then it'll hit a point where it's like, okay, this is so much better than the last, that I start to feel like, oh my God, this is best. So I had to start being more of a half full kind of person.
Okay.
And understanding like, okay, you know, like I may feel like da-da-da-da about this one, it was wrong, or I could have fixed this or did this better or whatever, but being able to, okay, now what am I going to do now?
Yeah.
You know? And my dad is that kind of person.
Okay.
He'll say all the time, like, you know, if you get a flat tire, you can cry about it all day, but at the end of the day, your tire is still going to be flat. So,
did you learn that now?
Right.
I just learned that.
Yeah, right. So, yeah, at the end of the day, your tire's going to be flat, so you have to get it fixed first and then cry about it, you know? So, it's been more of a, okay, like, how am I going to keep moving forward? How am I going to make it better? And what am I going to do to make it, you know, make myself feel like this is the next level?
Awesome. That is so awesome. All right. So how can we find you? What's your website? Okay. Things like that.
So you can find me personally at Tatiana Marie, XTATIANNAMARIE. And you can also follow my business Instagram, where you'll have all the hair updates with the discounts, and you'll actually be able to see the updated pictures of like personalized wigs that I'll sell that I have like just on display. You'll be able to see the updates for those two at Amarie & Co. Amarie, AMARE the letter N, C-O. And my website is shopamarikaandco.com. So shopamarieco.com.
Do you have anything special coming up that you want to tell
I
about?
do. So currently, since we have rebranded and reopened, everything on our website is 20% off. You have also been a part of that discount. And also, if you get your hair by me and you want it installed by me, it is an extra $25 tacked on to whatever it is that you purchase for your hair. So you don't have to go somewhere else and spend $100 after you just got your hair.
All right, so I'm going to be shouting her out everywhere. Thank you so much for being on my radio.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Bye. That was beautiful. Thank you so much. Welcome back to EliElyah Radio. That was Tatiana Marie, and you can keep up with her new hair company and all of her new ventures on her Instagram at amare.nco. That is AMARE.nco. If you would like to be featured in the next episode of EliElyah Radio in the In Her Bag segment, please send me an email at my full name, that is EliElyahWhites@gmail.com. Here's the spelling, so get your pen and paper ready. EliElyahWhite@gmail.com. I can't wait to hear your stories. It's EliElyah Radio. I'm EliElyah, and we're back to continue our discussion about fear. Do you ever feel stuck, like you could do anything in the world, but you just need a push? Let me introduce you to Ashley Little. She is a serial pusher. She is a mentor, an entrepreneur, an executive, a best-selling author, public speaker, investor, and the co-founder of the nonprofit Sweetheart Scholars. Ashley is accomplished, honey. If you think you can, she already has, and she has already helped others to do it too. It is my pleasure to introduce you to Ashley to discuss more about her best-selling book, Dear Fear, and her chapter, You Can't Have My Power. It's EliElyah Radio. I'm EliElyah, and we're back to continue our discussion about fear. I'm here with Ashley Little, and we're just going to jump right into her questions. Hi, Ashley. How are you?
Hi, I'm doing awesome today. How are you, Ellie?
I'm wonderful. Thank you so much for asking. So I read your book, Dear Fear, especially your chapter, and I loved it. I absolutely loved it. It kind of gave me a kick in the pants as soon as I started reading. So I just wanted to first start off with, how did you come across this opportunity, and what made you write a chapter called You Cannot Have My Power?
Well, I've been following the visionary author Tatiana for a long time and following the movement, the Fearless movement, a Million Fearless. So I've been following that, and then this past year, I said, it's time for me to write my story. So I stepped out and started writing my story because I knew I had a story. I'm a very private person, but I knew I had a story to tell. I knew I had a story to write that could help someone else. And my goal was, if I could just help one person, I will be fine. And of course, my chapter is Dear Fear, You Can't Have My Power. So I talk about different fears that I had to overcome in corporate America, in relationships, in toxic relationships, in friendships, and, overcoming my fear of death. So I touch on many different areas of my life where I had to overcome fear and, push through and endure, because the difference between someone who quits is that they quit, but then somebody who's successful is that we continue to push through and endure, because we understand that we have to not only embrace the journey, but we have to embrace the process as well.
Of course. Something that touched me a lot was the lost friendships and relationships. Just how lots of people don't do something in fear of losing something so big, or what they call big. So what helped you overcome that fear of losing your friendships and relationships in your growth?
understanding that everybody can't go with you to the next level. That when people walk away, you got to let them go. You know, because that means they're not part of your next level. And I had to learn that, knowing that, you know, going through different seasons, going through different storms, that everybody's not meant to be there for the whole journey. Everybody's not a lifetime friend. Some people are seasonal, and some people are there for that season or to get you through certain things in your life. But when they walk away, sometimes we don't want to let go, and we want to hold on to those people, and then it becomes toxic. So just being able to understand that as you continue to elevate, some people are going to fall off, you know. And also understanding that with relationships and toxic relationships, understanding the signs of being in a toxic relationship and knowing when to detach and separate from those things, you know, because I think sometimes we ignore the red flags. We have to pay attention and see things for what they are, and then know how to move from there.
So what was one of your red flags? What's a big red flag for you in any relationship?
Or is it relationships as far as friendship, are you asking, or just relationships?
Let's do friendships first.
Okay. Well, basically, you have to, when it comes to friendships, you know, you have to know who's in your corner, okay? And when people walk away, you can't get mad because that means that their time is up. I'm always very careful about who I let in. You know, you have to be careful of that because you can't share your dreams and your goals with everybody, okay?
Sure.
And also paying attention of who in your circle that is happy for you, because people they're not genuinely happy for you and for you getting, you know, being happy and supporting you on whatever you're doing in life, then they're not your friend. And if they're not clapping for you, then you need a new circle. So you have to pay attention to those things and be careful of people who are clapping for you but not clapping for you in other spaces. You know, you just have to know the difference between somebody who's supporting you and then somebody who's really competing with you at the end of the day.
Ooh.
You know?
Okay. And then for relationships, you said you have a different one for relationships. What's that?
Well, I mean, it just depends, you know, as far as when I'm going to speak on toxic relationships. You got to know the signs, okay? Yeah. If somebody's in a different space than you and you're looking for one thing and he's looking for something else, vice versa, that's a red flag. Why put yourself in a situation that you know that you all are in two different spaces in life? Why continue to try to make that work? Because it just means that you all are in two different spaces, so you decide. You make the decision whether you want to stick there and see if it's going to continue to, if they're going to change, or you walk away and keep moving until you meet the person that's meant for you. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So you just have to understand those red flags when they're there, and a lot of us ignore those because we hoping that somebody's going to change, or we see the potential. You know, we're looking at potential instead of looking at reality.
Yep. That is a big thing. It's hard to, especially when you're young, it's hard to decipher between the two. Very, very true.
And toxic relationships just don't have to be in a relationship personally. They can be in your job, in your family. You know, you just got to pay attention. You got to understand when you see those toxic signs and know how to move from there. But it just don't have to just be in a boyfriend and girlfriend relationship. It can be, like I stated, corporate America. It can be in family. You know, it's so many different levels of that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it seems like discomfort is like the theme here. When you're uncomfortable in a situation, that means it's propelling you or trying to tell you something. Is that something that you believe, or is that what are your thoughts on discomfort?
Discomfort is good. When you're uncomfortable, it's good to be uncomfortable. We don't like to be uncomfortable. I write about that in my book. Being uncomfortable helps get you to that next level. It's good for us to be uncomfortable. We don't like to be uncomfortable. Have I always liked being uncomfortable? No, but it was necessary. The crushing is necessary for me to get to the next level. I'm in uncomfortable things right now, but it's good because it's helping me grow and it's helping me get to the next level. You know? So I tell everybody, embrace being uncomfortable. We don't like it. None of us like it, but we have to. It's necessary.
Yes. I think discomfort is probably for me, the sign that I know I'm doing something right. Like, if things seem like really, really hard, I'm like, ooh, tomorrow, girl, you got a blessing coming, because it was hard today. So, what kind of encouragement can you give people when they are in those uncomfortable situations? What do you do to, like, push yourself? What do you tell yourself in those moments?
You just have to. I'm a big person on fighting on your knees. Like, if it wasn't for my faith, I would have gave up a long time ago. But it's, my faith to put God first and trusting the process, trusting that He will take care of things. And just fighting on your knees and embracing that is what I would tell everybody. And don't be afraid to fail. I think a lot of us are wanting to be perfect, but no. If you fail, get back up, dust yourself off, and do it again. That's part of the process. I don't know one successful person that has not failed. So I would tell anybody, just jump out there, and take those risks and step out on faith.
Can you tell us about a time that you stepped out on faith? I know you mentioned several times in your chapter. Is there one that you would like to highlight particularly?
Yes, traveling across the world, my career, stepping out on faith in different states, a lot of different places. I've been all around the world as I continue to grow in things in my career. I've taken some risks. I've stepped out on some different, very different levels. And have they always felt good? No. I've enjoyed my journey thus far, the good times and the bad. But they've all helped me get to the next level. They've all helped me continue to grow and mature. And one thing I will say is, if you don't pass the test the first time, God will put you through the test again until you pass it,
Yes, He will.
We have to understand that, but I've taken plenty of risks, and I'm a risk taker. I love taking risks. Sometimes I scare myself, but hey, that's one thing you won't ever know until you jump. You won't know what's on the other side until you just take the jump. And you gotta ignore what people say about you. You have to ignore those distractions, because they're going to talk about you when you're doing good, and they're going to talk about you when you're doing bad. So you might as well just do it. And do it scared, and do it anyway.
And you mentioned distractions. How do you deal with that? Like, what are some distractions for you, and how do you just push them to the side, say, no, I got something better to do?
Well, I always tell, I'm a big believer in, when you get close to your blessing, the devil will try to attack you. He'll send things to people that you're close to. He'll just different things to try to get to you. And that's how you know that something big is about to happen. And he'll send those tests, and you just have to ignore those things. Whatever you're going through in life, just understand that when you get close to your blessing, that distractions will come. But you got to stay focused. You got to stay strong, so you can pass that test.
Yes.
As you elevate, new levels bring new devils.
Say it again. Say it again. Because, that it's just truth. It's truth. I haven't heard anybody say anything different than what you're telling me right now. You also were talking about other people's opinions. I know that's embarrassment is a big fear, especially for millennials, because we're not used to failing. Or being embarrassed or being judged so hard, because everything is on social media. People watch you fail. They could see you jump for something and miss, and they'll make fun of you. Like, what would you say to those people who are afraid of those moments?
You have to continue to stay focused and push through regardless. So many people, sometimes you have those people that just wait for you to, or wait for you to fall off, But I always said, put your trust in God, and you trust God, and you trust the process. He'll make, and my faith is strong, so he'll make your enemies at peace with you, and he'll prepare a place for you in the presence of your enemies. So he'll always work things out for your good, no matter what somebody might do or say against you. He'll work it out in your favor. Trust in him, and you let him guide the way. And that's what I would tell anybody. You have to stay focused on what your purpose is and what you got to do in life. Because honestly, if they ain't talking about you, you ain't doing nothing.
True. That means, like, You're not giving them anything to talk about. And I think that's the big one. That's the big one right there. You have some new projects that you have coming out. Tell us about your new Leaps of Faith.
Well, I move in silence, so I can't disclose some things. But what I do have one that I just released 2 days ago, Girlfriend Collective, The Girlfriend Code Volume 1. And that's a book that's about, different stories about, girlfriends and how to uplift and connect and support with your girlfriend and understanding the different codes. And I talk about the seasonal code and, how just what we just talked about, how you have to, when it's time for people to let go, you got to let them go, and then people come in your life in different seasons, and you can't be upset when their time is up. We have to look at it as a positive thing and embrace the journey, embrace that, and continue to move forward in what we have going on, and understand that God will send you the people and divine connections and the people that you're going to need as you continue to grow and get to the next level.
Okay.
And then, of course, I can't tell you, but that's all I'm going to say about my new book. But if you want to know more, please go support and buy the book. It will be out in January of 2019.
Okay. Where can we purchase this book from?
You will be able to purchase it from me. You can reach out to me through Instagram at _Ashley A. Little or Facebook at Ashley Little. And then we will have some on Amazon too.
All right. Thank you so much, Ashley. Is there any words of wisdom, anything that you want to leave our listeners today?
I would say for everyone, jump. Don't be afraid. Do it scared. Do it anyway. And understand that our storms come to develop us. And if the door doesn't open, build your own and create your own opportunities. Create your own opportunities.
All right. All right. Well, thank you so much, Ashley. I appreciate your time.
Yes, thank you for the opportunity.
All right. Of course. Of course. Well, we'll talk later.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Okay. That was Ashley Little on EliElyah Radio. You can learn more about Ashley and purchase her book, Dear Fear, as well as keep up with all of her new ventures on her Instagram and her Facebook. Her Instagram is at _Ashley A. Little. Welcome back to EliElyah Radio. I'm EliElyah, and I'd like to thank you for listening to this very, very special episode about fear. Join me next month as we discuss imposter syndrome and its debilitating effects here on EliElyah Radio. If you have had to or would like to overcome imposter syndrome and would like to appear as a guest, please contact me through my website, EliElyah, that's EliElyah.squarespace.com. I can't wait to hear your stories. And thank you again for listening. This is EliElyah, and remember to always create your own hype. And if you create the right noise, the right people will join in. Have a great day.